Greetings everyone, and great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the south side as the blue Mongols, we have Kiljardi. Spawn on the north side as the green Abbasid Dynasty, we have 1puppypaw. Those that do got the Ovo deployed out on the field. He can, if you would oppose towns a little bit closer to it, he perhaps could have got some extra villagers, but that costs a ridiculous amount of stone. You got Kiljardi redeployed over here. He has not touched the deer down here just yet. He now is going out for ×2 horsemen. He's eyeing for some aggression. The reason we've been seeing players going for this is the Mongols. They pull out a stable, use their stone to pull out some ×2 horsemen, at least one group of them. Age up, then get some more, then get the Keshiks from the same building. Because Keshiks are much better than horsemen. Early horsemen, they're not that great. Right now, those horsemen may find an angle on these two villagers, and that's it. And they will not get a kill if his opponent's paying attention. Let's pull out the scouting eagle right now. As a lot of sheep will fall in the con as well. Gotta make sure that doesn't go down. Does use a speed arrow right there, trying to circle around. Green, of course, perhaps spot all of this going around because you do have some good vision range around your town center. And now you do have the horsemen advancing forward. You got Deerstone being deployed on out. Deerstone provides some Yam network early, as well as providing Yam network around the Deerstone at a pretty good radius. Now, of course, gave him a slight resource income around this region, mostly for wood, though. Horsemen circling around. We've got the military ring now being researched out, which will provide him some small defense force or offensive force. Kind of two spearmen, but he needs a moment. Now got the feudal age there. Does have his small little strike force. And Khan needs to get, does throw the scouting falcon there, does see the military force, and now he knows which technology he's gone for. Horsemen do find an angle there onto the wood line there, does get a villager kill there, and the villagers do shank that early horseman. Deerstone still pretty far from being complete. Going for wheelbarrow as well, he's investing into that nice and early. And the Greer is in range of the Ovo, so you could potentially get the improved economic tax without moving it around, saving a lot of wood. Because the Greers, they're expensive. They cost 100 wood each. Other factions usually cost, their basic ones do cost, what, 25 each? Granted, Ovo can be useful for collecting all resources. Actually, they're 50 each, not 25 each. So if you want to go for a single resource, this is trying to be nice. Though the Greers can be packed up and move around, which has the pros and cons. When trying to, but they're really buggy. They're really horrible trying to pack up and move around while you're collecting wood. Archery's not being pulled on field. He may be eyeing for some archers. Magnai wouldn't hurt either in this situation. Do got a camel archer on the field, so maybe a good idea not to go for Magadai then. Archers now pull on the field, and thanks to the Yam network, they have the increased movement speed. Able to sprint around at 1.44 tiles near any tower and the Deerstone. Scout and horsemen pushing forward. Villager count is quite similar. That helped with the delayed start of the Mongols trying to redeploy their town center. And does find a spear brace there, taking out that horseman quickly. Archers now advancing forward. And now got the horseman as well. He's going to use a speed arrow. No, the speed arrow is on cooldown. More archers now being put on the field. He's using stun on these archers. Horsemen charging forward, trying to get some damage there onto these archers. The column's almost down, but you likely will take out the spearmen. Now the horsemen's pushing forward. Got a good number of archers in this region, but horsemen do resist, have 2 inherent pierce armor. The column's almost down. The column does have 1 less damage thanks to the nearby camel. He does got a scouting falcon there, and a speed arrow should allow him to escape on out of there. And that does go down. And there's the wild man, which can make 1 villager have increased production rate, right? Where is he? I've only seen him once before. Doesn't appear to be on the mini-map. Oh, there he is. Wild man. Send a villager to the wild man to receive the wild man's boon, which gives him like plus 300% production rate or collection rate. This Keshik will be quickly focused down, and with the nearby camel giving a 20% damage loss, it means the Keshiks will have trouble versus the horsemen at doing 12 damage rather than the 15. I don't like the Mongols' composition. These archers is not what he needs. He needs spearmen. He's supposed to go for horsemen. He needs to go for spearmen. Now the towns that are being pulled out on the field. Mongols' town centers are more expensive. They cost 900 wood, as opposed to their opponents' 400 to 350. So that costs 750 rather than 900 in resources. Sure, stone's more valuable, but it takes longer to collect up the wood rather than the stone. So it makes it so the Mongols generally just have less villagers. We don't see any improved economic tech research just yet. He spent all his stone onto those archers. And these improved economic techs are important. You definitely need them before you get to when you get to Imperial Age, because you generally get what additional 20. It basically gives you a whole nother level of research. At least going with the first level, they're cheap in stone cost. Keshik now being overrun by these horsemen. Right now, the villager count is 34 to 35. The Abbasid Dynasty player may be having trouble producing his own villagers, though I think he doesn't have textiles yet. Textiles are something useful to help protect yourself against, say, early knights, rural knights, and keshiks, as well as sofas. Mongol overall has a defensive composition. The Keshiks will be useful. He needs some way to deal with the camel archer. He only has the 1 on the field. People tend to deploy small numbers of camel archers. They are relatively expensive. There's a camel rider, which you need Imperial Castle Age. Camel archers are 180-60, so their cost 240. Granted, Keshiks are like 200, right? They are pretty expensive as well. But 120, 80, yeah, 200. Wolf will be picked off slowly by the Khan. Scouting Falcon does get pulled out there, spots the wood line. There, it may be a breach right there, but there's also a good angle attack here, so that's a good spot from the advance. Camel archer firing away, equivalent to 1 archer just mounted. Actually, see a bit of fire there. 4 of Green's villagers has gone down. He does have the Mongol player does have a slight villager advantage. And the camel does go down there. They got a good number of archers here. They could be killed by the Keshiks, but if that number is a bit hard, he does go ahead and use a speed arrow there, which only lasts for 5 seconds, and he basically stands most of the time standing around. Let's get some good damage there. Does take up those ones. Keshiks now falling back, trying to avoid the horsemen. There's no camel archers reaching. The Keshiks could turn around. I think they could potentially win this engagement. They do have 3 pierce armor, and health per slice is very important. As more horsemen start going, no, listen, that's not enough. He took a little bit too much damage there at first. This force trying to cut off these forces. We've got the pierce damage now being researched by the Mongol. We've got a decent force here. It's mostly defense forces. The military is currently 46 to 47. He's going to go out the sword Ovo. The Khan does go down now. Just 1 Keshik remains. There's a lot of stone deposits in the center of the map, the big ones. So you could perhaps get an Ovo on one of them.
سأنفذ.
29, 19, and 5. There's a significant army there. These horsemen are trying to charge their way forward. They may get quickly killed off. They may pick off a couple villagers. Villagers are a little bit exposed here. Trying to make expanse, but we got these pastures here. Set up a good location. Especially get your villagers gathering up in a space where the pastures are not all rallying to, because they tend to dance around the pasture. Make sure there's at least one tile around your town center with your pastures, and then you can perhaps click directly onto your town center as well. Let's get inside the tower here, inside the town center, get some good arrows over here for respect the horsemen. Got an unused greer here, which he could potentially reposition. Let's find a volley there as well. Overall, it's been a passive game. New Khan has been deployed on the field. Now do have a battery ram being deployed out on the field. The Khan, of course, is a very good scouting force. Jenny don't want to really push in out without him. Got a significant force of archers here, as well as a handful of spearmen, but that's only 9 spearmen. There's 57 archers here. Jeez. If those spearmen goes down, the Keshiks could do some great damage, but right now the Mongol player has nearly 50 as well. Batters could push forward and draw a lot of fire. Oh no, this is going to be potentially a great engagement for green. Science force coming in a little haphazard. While those horsemen have gone down, while the spearmen are starting to get builded down as well. When the spearmen goes down, the Keshiks go on in and get some significant damage done. Doesn't need to focus on the Camel Archer first. Camel Archer has no natural pierce armor. Let's go down now. And now we've got more spearmen pushing forward. The Keshiks are going to push on forward, trying to deal with these archers now. We've got massive force of archers from both sides. Does use the arrow in the previous game. It does not have any of the arrow research improved. I feel like a lot of Mongol players do not go with improved arrow, or either arrow. Getting the arrow or the improved arrows are very important because this will give 12 seconds of arrows rather than just the 5. I got a bit of a lag spike there, my apologies. I'm now seeing lots of fire with not many archers there. They can be focused down very quickly. More Keshik sounds like being pulled on the field. He needs more Keshik, so maybe want to invest some stone into it. Yovo could receive some fire, but of course it's not exactly the most easy to kill with archers. We got the tower here, being upgraded the arrow slits now. Does get a spear brace down the Keshik, allowing the Keshik to go down. Early horsemen being pulled on the field. Early horsemen does not have enough pierce armor at this point in time. They have one inherent pierce armor. Mongols does go down. The Khan does go down, so he can't get the improvement, the arrow firing. Battering charging forward, trying to draw fire there. He's doing a good job at ignoring it. Does fire a volley there, allowing Blue to get a free volley in return. Another Keshik pull on the field, but there's just so many archers, even the Keshik getting focused down quite quickly. Does have the Mongol player does have one pierce armor, while Green has pierce armor and pierce damage. Actually, the Mongol has all the level 1 research as well. Very nice. Double broad axe now being researched. He's now getting the horseman upgrade. Early horseman to regular horseman. The Mongol player didn't have a whole lot of gold income for the time being. That's why he didn't have any Keshiks. So regular horseman probably a bit better in the situation. Though Keshiks do have more pierce armor, more health. The horsemen do have extra bonus damage, and we still do not see anything but archers for Green. We see some battering rams and a single spearman. These outposts can do some good damage there. There's 12 villagers here, but I think the outpost defensive arrows can do some great work there. Yeah, these two towers. It's unusual to see the Mongol towers actually doing something. Novo's not being under attack. It does still have a lot of stone remaining. Novo does go down. Nilkhan has risen. Both players still in feudal age. Neither side going for castle age at the moment. I just say that, and all of a sudden I just saw the Abbasid Dynasty player just got his castle age. Now he needs to get out his veteran archer research. He's also going for the composite bows, giving more attack speed on his archers. Blue needs to get out his castle age as soon as possible. He's still pretty far in gold, although. Horsemen and Keshiks are advancing on forward. Archers and upgrades are not yet played, so the timing's not ready yet for Green. He's trying to stall out for it. Villagers go inside the town center, or the villager. Battering receiving some fire there. And now we've got some mana or golems upon the field. Golems, they have 2 sword attacks, a 16 and 11 sword attack. They do have high attack speed with it. So they are dual wielding infantry in it, though they have shields apparently. Either way, they are effective versus light units. Armor will be useful, such as from other men-at-arms. Got a good amount of horsemen. Keshiks wouldn't be half bad as well. Let's do some fire there. It's now going to the Cruel Tide. The Cruel Tide is being deployed back here. If he once it gets deployed and put on the front line, he's getting much better defense, because extra damage is always nice to have. Barracks now receiving some fire, and Mongol players trying to back on away from his opponent. Now these men-at-arms are being focused down, or the golems, I should say. And now there is the Cruel Tide not built. Once the Cruel Tide needs to be put on the front line, I'm not sure where he's going to put it. Somewhere here would be half bad. These outposts about to go down. It's going to lose its villagers inside. Once the Cruel Tide is built, there's Cruel Tide being set up right there. This will provide him some much needed extra damage for defense, which also really helps him deal with the man-at-arms, the golems, extra armor with his archer, because it'll give him more than just a 20% damage increase against them. Do now the veteran archer, veteran Kishix and veteran archer upgrade does get us good damage there. Does get some extra damage on those archers. Plus 1 damage. Golems currently have 6 pierce armor, which is a significant amount. The archers currently have, now they're veteran archers, or that's about a veteran con. The archers have 7 damage. Once they get their veteran archer research, they will do more than just 1 damage per arrow. Horseman and Keshix pushing forward. Large number of archers here. There's some good health regen from the Curl Tie as well. Keshix being focused down, the veteran Keshix. Archers now engaging each other. The composite bow gives these archers a really increased attack speed. The golems still engaging, getting some great damage on the archers. There's the veteran archer research, and now they're up to 10 damage each. So it looks like he's still getting overran by all these archers. Condos go down there. The Curl Tie is still important, but there's 2 archers here. The Keshix are being focused down quickly. I think it's game. I don't think the contract can really hold the line. Yeah, he has 3. All the military's down to the Mongol player. There's 104 units already on the field. Most of these are archers, 85 archers. Keshix do have 5 pierce armor. These archers are doing 8 damage. Yeah. It's going to need more than just a handful, and that is the end of the replay. This is Android saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.